Hey family, I thought I'd let you see what we have growing in the garden. I always enjoy seeing how other people have their gardens set up and what's going on. This is end of June. We are in zone 5B. And yeah, I thought I'd let you see what's going on. We've had lots of rain recently, so the garden's not weeded nearly as well. And as a lot of you guys know, it's our first year here after this ground was pretty much just weeds the last 7 years. So here goes. For the first year garden, I think it looks pretty good. Don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge fan of wood chips. When we came in, we had a large asparagus patch over here. We tried planting some things in there already. The only thing that's really stuck has been a sunflower that the chickens spread the seed for. We want to get rid of all the weeds and then have a strawberry bed in here as well. Someone kindly gave us some rhubarb, and that's taken off like crazy. We have some little baby onions, or garlic, sorry, little garlic down here that were getting funny in the fridge, so we brought them out. And Rachel put in some leeks, and we always end up with too many plants. So we got some of those there, and then our onions are looking fantastic. What we did was we reused some of these red brick down here. Those were, I think they were originally for strawberries or something, and we tilled it all up and we filled it in with some good aged wood chips that had also bedding from the chicken coop in there, so it's well fertilized and the onions are loving it. And we've got 2 rows of tomatoes. Trying to grow some up the arches this year. Cattle panels put in half. As we go down the row, we got some cherries. We got a lot of ones that are good for canning. Extra rhubarb that I didn't know where to put is right here, and all of it lived. I didn't think it would. There's lots of different cages that you can use for tomatoes, and I don't find these ones to be super helpful. I prefer these field cages, field fence, that we put in the ground with tent posts. And we found that those are nice because you can reach your hand in the spaces and get tomatoes out while still keeping the tomatoes relatively contained. It usually ends up being a whole jungle of tomatoes, but hey, we don't mind that too much. Our kids like going through there and finding stuff and pretending they're explorers. Tomatoes are all looking good, and our zucchinis are getting big. Hopefully we get some good zucchinis before the squash bugs find us this year like they have in the past. You can see there's already a whole bunch setting on. I've heard you can eat the squash flowers, but we've never done that. Up here we have, I think there's some sweet potato vines. We want to grow the sweet potatoes. I don't know if we got the right sort or not. The kids help plant the rows so they're not particularly straight, but that's the joy of gardening with kids. I'd rather have them involved. We have some cut and come again lettuce and some celery over here. And of course, lots of thistles. We got cucumbers and peppers interplanted and lots of green beans. Our kids love green beans. We have some peas. Our biggest problem with growing peas is the kids usually end up eating them before. We convinced our kids that peas are God's candy and they're like chewing gum. So a lot of times we'll find the kids out here munching them down and they don't ever come in the house. Got some peppers growing. We got some chard. That's this plant right here with the nice red, pink veins. Got some eggplant, which Rachel likes, and I'll eat it, I guess, if I have to. Got some more peppers. I'd like to get cages on those, but we kind of ran out. Some more peppers. I think this is some spinach it's going to seed as well. It's easier to see this in person than on the phone, but got more green beans, lots and lots of green beans. Tomatoes that are not cooperating with going up the trellis. In this bed here, another raised bed that we kind of put in, we've got some flowers that we got from a 4-H leader who had too many. So there's some different ornamental type things in here, along with peas. That's this plant right here with the pretty white flowers. I don't see any peas on there just yet. And of course, tomatoes, because we always get too many tomatoes for what we have space for. One memorable year, Rachel went to the store and supervised, and she thought she was buying 4 packs. They were 6 packs, and so we ended up like with 20 extra tomatoes that, you know, you got flower beds for a purpose, right? Better too many than not enough, and then you can share with friends. One concept I really like is grow enough to share, which sometimes that works. Backside of one of the tomato rows, and I think that's a volunteer tomato. We got radishes, and then carrots, and of course thistles. And if they're young enough, you can actually pull the thistles up by the root and get some of that good taproot without the spines hurting you too much. We got some herbs that she planted. I think we're gonna have to plant some more. And we also have some radishes. That's one of the smaller ones we found. All the rain made a lot of them grow really, really big. As you can see, there's lots of weeds. I just tilled that path over there and some of the beds over there. She's got some more planting to do. On this side, you can see how we have wood chips down, and there's lots of weeds growing. One reason why I like wood chips is, one, it keeps your path from getting muddy, and if you have a hoe width, you can quickly get rid of the weeds. It sure beats pulling them. There's lots of opinions about wood chips and how you should or shouldn't use them on the garden, and if they'll tie up nitrogen or not. For our wood chips, we get them from a local tree guy that we know and we have a relationship with, and so every once in a while when he has extra or there's no one else on the list of who wants wood chips, he'll come in, he'll drop us a load, and ideally I let them sit for a good 6 months to let them age, and then there's supposed to be less concern about them binding up nitrogen in the soil. We ran out. We got a nice load in the fall, and then I like to use it in the paths especially. And down here, I put them all around the potatoes. I used logs and to kind of build up the ground. I was worried about erosion and keeping the wood chips contained, which I don't know if you can see the difference. There's a decent slope here. And I don't know if that was something I really need to be concerned about. But it does work nice for 2 things. One is keeping the pathways cleared, and 2, for making it easier, well, pathways clear to mud, and also for making it easier to weed. And then here are all our potatoes. And I also like wood chips for hilling up the potatoes. And as you can see, I probably need to get some more wood chips up here to keep the sunlight off the potatoes, otherwise they'll develop the green pigment in their skin, which isn't the best for you. And you can see we got more weeds and more thistles. This garden is good at thistles. Next year, I think I'm going to have to do something different because it's kind of hard to get the thistles that grow in the border. I'm not a huge fan of using plastic in the garden, so I think we'll use wood chips for now. We'll just have to come up with a different use for these. But yeah, this is our garden so far. It's looking good. Got squash, and I think this was a acorn squash. It's starting to flower too. And that's it for our garden. Let us know if you have questions, and remember, it's one thing at a time and small steps. Have a blessed day.